Thank you.
Good morning.
Not anymore.
Oh, I missed you too.
No, what you miss is all the money I'm not making you anymore.
Well, I see your stay in the hospital hasn't hurt your charm any.
And I appreciate you coming by. You know the way out, right?
Right. When I'm ready to go.
What the hell do you want?
What's best for both of us?
Always thinking of me, Steph. I'm touched.
You know how I feel about you.
Only too well. You know, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
I'm only trying to help.
Well, then do me a favor and don't do me any more favors, all right? Just leave me alone.
Sorry. Boss's orders.
Hasn't he had enough already?
Pirelli's just getting warmed up.
You're a real comfort, you know that?
Come on, Frisco. What did you think? Did you think he was going to let you just sort of ride off into the sunset?
Yeah, well, the thought did cross my mind.
Well, forget it. Why do you think he's footing the bill for all this?
Out of the kindness of his heart, right? You know, at first I thought that I should do it, but then I figured, why not? He's responsible for me being here. Let him pay.
That's right. He's a businessman, and he expects a return on his investment.
And I'm it.
Hmm? So, what happened to your roommate?
He was discharged.
Oh, good for him. You're next.
Not if I can help it.
What are you talking about? You'll be out of here in no time. This is an excellent hospital, and I'm sure they're taking the best care of you. Just a little more speech therapy, and your singing voice will be back to its old self. Nothing would make Pirelli happier.
Orderly to the 7th.
I'm going for a cup of coffee. I'll be in the cafeteria if anyone needs.
Tania,
Yeah, sure.
can you give me an update on Frisco Jones, please?
Certainly.
Please.
Dr. Perez, report to radiology. Dr. Perez, report to
I
radiology.
don't see anything wrong, Mr. Putnam. The leg's fine.
Well, that's very good to hear, Doctor. I suspected that everything was fine, but it always helps to hear it from an expert.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Terrific. Thank you once again for taking the time.
No problem. Goodbye.
So if you need any more information on Frisco, I'll be in the cafeteria.
No, that's all I need for now, and thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Dr. Banks, call the lab on line 4. Dr. Banks, call the lab on line 4. Dr. Robert Troutman, OR staff. Dr. Robert Troutman, OR staff.
I'm off.
Do you know what time you'll be getting off tonight?
Why?
I was just wondering.
I don't know. I'm going in late, so I suppose I'll probably be working late.
Well, will you be home for dinner?
As far as I know. Will you?
I don't have any other plans.
I'll see you later then.
What are you doing here?
I gotta talk to you.
We don't have anything to talk about.
Look, 2 minutes. So gladly, just give me 2 minutes.
Why? So you can try to make another pass at me? No,
I
thank you.
wanted to see you, please. I gotta talk to you now. Just let me explain.
There's nothing to say. You acted despicably, and if you want to make up for it, then you can leave me alone.
Sia, don't you know that I know I acted like a jerk?
Is that supposed to make a difference?
Just... Don't you want to know why?
No, I don't have the slightest interest in why.
I'm going to tell you anyway. Look, I heard something. I
I
heard something
don't
about...
give a damn what you heard or what you have to say.
Well, your husband might.
My husband is fed up with you and your childish antics. You've been trying to break up our marriage from the start.
That's not true.
You would do anything to come between Grant and me, and you almost have, and I'm not going to let you get away with it.
Celia, that's not true.
Get out!
Fine. That's the way you want it.
That's the way it is from now on.
I'll go. But I'll tell you something. You don't need me to ruin your marriage. You're doing a fine job by yourself. And your husband's got every right to be upset, but not at me. The way you're flaunting it, it's not going to be too long before he finds out who's to blame. And God help the both of you when he does.
Yes, directory assistance? Good. Would you please give me the number for General Hospital?
You're wasting your time.
No, I'm not. It would be a crime for you to give up singing.
No, the crime would be what happens to me after I do.
You've got a superb voice.
Well, no thanks to Pirelli's goons. Listen, I've dealt with critics before. These guys were kind of tough.
Do you think you could be serious for a minute?
Not unless I have to.
You could be the hottest thing since Michael Jackson.
If I could only dance.
Don't you want to be a star?
Do I have a choice?
You have an opinion.
For what it's worth.
It matters to me.
I don't want it this way.
What way?
Pirelli's way, your way.
Oh, so you're just gonna let your career go off, right?
No. No, I'm not gonna let it
Great,
go off.
then we have no
I'm gonna
problems,
get on
then.
the fastest jet I can find.
It wouldn't help.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, we're not gonna let you go.
Oh. Well, so much for the soft sell, huh?
Whatever works.
Yeah. I guess the next part is no more Mr. Nice Guy, huh?
I should think we'd already made that point.
Oh. Aren't you even gonna threaten me?
Me? Of course not.
How about a warning then?
No, I would call it more like good advice.
Why don't you call it a day, Steph? Look, I got a lot of important things to do around here, you know, like count the cracks in the walls or
You were
fluff my
lucky the
pillows.
first time.
Listen, I like gangster talk as much as the next guy, but this is kind of pitiful, you know? I mean, I can barely keep a straight face.
You know, Pirelli didn't want you hurt the first time. And look what happened to you.
It is tough finding good help nowadays. Too bad the guy didn't do it by himself. I would have loved him to try.
It's not his style.
No. He's much too straight for that kind of thing, huh? He has to buy his own courage.
The point I'm making is, can you imagine what would happen to you if Pirelli really wanted you harmed?
Now, why would Pirelli ever want to do something like that?
If you leave Pirelli, he's gonna come after you, and then he's gonna mean it. And believe me, it's gonna be far uglier the next time.
Excuse me, I'm Mr. Jones' doctor, and I need to examine him. Would you mind leaving us alone for a minute?
Oh, no, not at all. I'll wait outside. Frisco, please think about what I said to you, and we'll discuss this further.
hell was that all about?
In it there, I thought you were going to eavesdrop on the whole conversation. It's too bad she turned around, huh? Is that what they teach you in med school, Doc?
So what's going on?
Nothing.
Are you in some kind of trouble?
You're the doctor, you tell me.
Andy, please, I want to help.
Who asked you?
I'm asking you, what are you up to?
Minding my own business. You should try it.
Who was the woman?
A visitor.
Yeah, you get a lot of visitors like that, huh?
No. No, I don't. Not like that. She's definitely one of a kind.
Mm-hmm. She certainly seemed fond of you.
Oh, you noticed?
Yeah, why was she threatening you?
I wouldn't sign an autograph for her.
Andy.
It's amazing what some girls will do to get my name on a piece of paper. You wouldn't believe it.
Why won't you tell me? What's wrong?
Look, you said you wanted to examine me, right?
Mostly to get her out of the room.
Well, it worked, so examine. Here.
You know, I'm not until you tell me what hold that woman has over you.
I think they call it a full Nelson, although I'm not really into wrestling.
Why was she talking about your getting harmed, and who is Pirelli?
Her boyfriend. Big, mean dude. He saw my picture on her wall, autographed. He didn't take it so kindly, you know. It's really put a damper on things.
Yeah, how long are you going to play these games with me?
As long as you keep asking for it. You know me. You know I can go on for days.
All right.
Now listen, you want to examine me? Fine, let's keep the personal life on the side, okay?
Oh, sure. Except I don't need to examine you.
But I thought you said...
No. I already know that there's nothing wrong with you.
So what are you going to do?
Oh, sign your walking papers.
What?
You heard me. As of this afternoon, you're discharged.
No.
Oh, yeah, have fun in the real world, little boy.
No, Anthony, wait.
I don't have time for your games. Now, look, I have other patients to see.
I can't be discharged.
Why not?
I don't want to leave.
That's not good enough.
No, I can't leave. Don't you see, man, I'm scared.
Of that woman?
No. No, of her boss. I can handle her.
So she works for Pirelli.
We both do. Pirelli owns my contract. I wouldn't sing for him. I wind up here. The next time I might not be so lucky. That's what she was here reminding me of.
Now, this Pirelli, he'd really do something to hold you.
Well, he did before.
It's serious.
There's a lot of money involved. Some men have a tendency to bear down.
So what do you want to do?
Save my neck, for starters.
By staying here?
Well, unless I find some better idea. Listen, I can't go back to New York with Pirelli. I can't.
I can't blame you for that.
If you discharge me, I'll have no other choice.
Well, maybe I should examine you again.
Why? What good would that do?
Oh, you never know. You might not be as healthy as I thought you were.
You know, I might not. I could come up with a few more headaches to try to convince you, maybe?
Just leave the medical side to me.
I appreciate it.
It's like old times, isn't it? When we were younger, and I was always getting my little brother out of trouble.
Yeah, kind of seems like yesterday, big brother. Yeah, you gonna examine me?
Yeah, sit down.
See, you're still sporting a souvenir from your unscheduled workout at the spa yesterday.
Don't remind me.
I'm surprised you'd even talk with a lip like that.
I really wish people wouldn't feel compelled to discuss it.
Well, it is something of a conversation piece.
Not for me. Do you mind if we change the subject?
Okay.
Whoa. Did you put some ice on that? Does it feel as bad as it looks?
If it bothers you so much, don't come by.
I didn't say that it bothered me.
Well, it's bothering me to talk about it. Do you have any business here?
Well, I do. I'd like to see the schedule. I want to know who my next appointment is.
Find it.
Well, would you mind looking a little harder, maybe?
That's what I'm here for.
Thank you.
Nurse's station, second floor. Nurse Brock speaking.
Would you please page Tania Roscoff for me?
Yeah, hold on a minute. She's right here.
Thank
Miss Roscoe,
Yes.
phone for you.
Thank you.
That's what I'm here for. Hello, Tania Roscoe. May I help you?
Well, I'm of the impression that I can help you, Miss Roscoe. Or is it Mrs.?
Who is this?
My name is George Harris. I'm a grad student at the university.
Yes?
Well, as it so happens, I was in the library studying and happened to find a book on the floor. It had your name on it as well as General Hospital written below that. So I thought I'd take a chance on finding you there.
Well, that's funny. I wasn't missing any books this morning.
Perhaps you overlooked this one.
Well, when did you find it?
Yesterday.
Curious. Could you hang on for a second?
Certainly.
Thank you.
Dr. Perez, report to radiology.
Mr. Harris?
I'm here.
You were right. I am missing one.
I suspected as much. I didn't think that there could be more than one Tania Roscoe at General Hospital.
I can't believe I didn't notice that one of the books was missing.
Oh, these things happen.
I suppose. Well, thank you so much for finding it. It's an expensive book, and I'd hate to have replaced it.
Believe me, I know all about that. That's why I thought it best that I try to get in touch with you.
Well, I'm glad you did. Now, how can I get the book back from you?
I spend a lot of time in the library.
Oh, so do I.
Will you be there tomorrow?
Well, I plan to be. I usually go around 5 to study in the browsing room.
Well, then how about if I leave your book at the desk tomorrow before 5?
Oh, my gosh, that'd be perfect.
Consider it done.
Oh, thanks again.
My pleasure.
Okay, bye-bye.
It's just a scratch, really.
This gentleman had a heavy box of tiles fall on his hand.
Not so heavy.
I don't think that anything's broken, but we would like to have someone take a look at it.
He wanted someone to take a look at it. I want to go back to work.
Well, you're here now, so why don't you just wait right over there, and I'll ask Dr. DiPietro to examine your hand.
Thank you very much, nurse.
Oh, I feel silly.
You should feel silly. Dropping a box like that on your hands?
No, I meant being here like this. This is a place for real emergencies. Mine is nothing.
Well, we'll see about that when Dr. DiPietro takes a look at it.
You know, you could have tended to this at the trail.
Are you out of your mind? Think I'm going to jeopardize my future by practicing medicine without a license?
Hello, Dr. Putt.
I'm neither a doctor nor a Putnam anymore, but I appreciate the thought.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Well, just seeing you stand here, it was like you'd never left.
Yeah, I was thinking that myself.
Well, it was nice to see you again.
You're right, Boris. We shouldn't have come. Aren't you,
Father.
Tanya,
Grant.
what are you doing here?
The receiving nurse called me. What happened to your hand?
Your father was doing a juggling act for me, Tanya, and he missed a heavy box of tiles.
No. It's nothing at all.
Listen, while I've got you here, I would like to tell you how much I appreciate you having dinner with me the other night.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
What's this?
Grant and I,
Tanya was kind enough to share a meal with me, Boris.
You never mentioned anything about this to me.
it must have slipped my mind.
I wonder.
Mr. Roscoe?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Dr. DiPietro. Can I help you?
I have to go now, Father.
Not just yet. I want a word with you, young lady.
I have a patient to attend to, and then I'll come back as soon as I can. Promise.
You'll be back soon. We won't have to talk.
Good to see you again, Doctor.
Putnam? Andrews, sorry. What seems to be the problem?
Oh, I just bruised my hand. It's hardly anything. I wanted Grant to take care of it himself, but he insisted I come to the hospital.
He's absolutely right. First thing I want to do is get some x-rays on this.
Is that really necessary?
I think so.
I agree, Boris. Really, it's always better to be sure. You two go ahead. I'll wait out here. I think it's better that I see as few people as possible.
I think that's wise. Come this way.
Knock, knock. Oh, hi, Celia.
May I barge in for a minute?
Sure. Come on in. Have a seat.
Are you busy?
Always busy. I got some time.
Good. I know I should have called first.
Oh, that's all right. So what brings you here?
Nothing really. I was just in the neighborhood and I...
Hey, wait a minute. You okay? All right? Not really.
Was something bothering you?
I was just so upset, I started just wandering around, and I ended up here. I need somebody to talk to. Do you have a spare shoulder?
Anytime, you know that.
If you'd rather I come back later.
No, wait a minute. Don't be ridiculous. I have all the time in the world to talk to a friend. Now, what's bothering you?
What isn't?
Grant?
Grant, me, my life, my marriage.
You had a fight?
Yeah, fights seem like the only thing we do have. There's such a strain between us.
Okay, what do you fight about?
Most recently, Grant's jealous of Jimmy Lee and Grant Putnam.
I can be honest, I can see where he might be concerned. I mean, if it's real or imagined about those two. Well, Celia, it isn't like you haven't had an affair with both of the men.
But that was so long ago.
Apparently it wasn't long enough ago.
But why should I have to atone for something I did even before I married Grant?
You shouldn't. But then neither should Grant. Look, no husband wants to be confronted by his ex-wife's lovers, and you take that from one wife who knows.
Grant is the only one I want. How do I make him realize that?
I think if you really want to hang on to Grant, then you've got to really convince him. No, really give him lots of confidence.
In himself?
In you. In you and your relationship.
But we talk about that all the time.
Ah, see, that's dealing with a rational level. That's, I'm talking about the emotional appeal. Forget the mind and you go right to the heart. What you have to do is convince Grant with all your heart that he's the most important person in your present and your past life.
Yeah. I suppose you're right. But how do I do that?
Well, if he believes it, you can have all the lovers in the world running around, and it won't bother him. But if he doesn't, then nothing you can do will matter.
So how do I convince him?
Use your imagination, but I'll give you a hint. Whatever it is, it's got to be the most romantic thing in the whole wide world, or it'll never work.
Okay. I guess I'll go over to the trailer today and pick him up after work.
Okay, that's a start.
And I'll fix up a picnic basket. And we'll drive off into the country and watch the sunset.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking. And listen, you keep going that way, and it'll work. And you will have a Grant thinking that he's the only person for you in the whole world. Trust me.
Thanks.
I really just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate you giving me this new lease on life.
I didn't do anything.
Nonsense. You helped me get into med school. Can't tell you how grateful I am for that.
Glad it's going so well for you.
In fact, I am so grateful I'd like to do something for the university to show my gratitude.
Like what?
Well, I had in mind a donation, if you'd permit me.
Ah, well, that's most gracious of you. We could certainly use it.
Yes.
Did you have any particular area that you'd like to endow?
Now that you ask, I do. I've been spending a great deal of time in the library lately, and I couldn't help but notice how drab the browsing room is. Pardon me for saying so, but it's not what I'd call an inviting atmosphere. Certainly not conducive to study.
Couldn't agree with you more. We've been meaning to do something about the browsing room for some time, but we have so many other priorities, and we just don't have the funds to take care of them all.
Well, what would you say if I were to offer to provide a new interior decoration for that room?
I'd be delighted.
Then consider my offer a firm one. There is, however, one condition.
I knew this was too good to be true. You want to rename it the Grant Putnam Browsing Room, right?
Oh, goodness, no. No, certainly not. You do that and I'll take my money somewhere else. I would prefer we keep my involvement anonymous.
Well, fine. Whatever you wish. Of
All
course.
right. The condition I would like to stipulate, however, is that I name the interior designer, Celia Andrews.
Whomever you wish is fine with me.
Good. She's working for me at the moment. She should be finished tomorrow, in fact, sometime around 5. Why don't you set up an appointment with her for that time? I just happen to have her home number with me.
Tell you what, we'll call her right now. Tomorrow afternoon at 5.
Yes.
I'll show her the browsing room.
Excellent.
Yes?
I'm sorry to interrupt, sir, but we have something of a minor emergency out here. Could I see you a moment, please?
Yes, of course. Excuse me. Why don't you wait? I'll make that call as soon as I'm back.
Certainly.